Hey there, denizens of Stars Hollow. This is Phoenix Sisters Cosplay, hitting you with another week of Gilmore Sisters, a Rant Podcast. This week, we're going to talk about Rory dropping out of Yale. As Jess would ask, Rory, why did you drop out of Yale? Well, Jess, we're going to answer because fight us, we think it actually made perfect sense. But we're going to do that right after this.
La 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 la. Gilmore Sisters.
Gilmore Sisters is a Phoenix Sisters cosplay production and is hosted by the Cereal Box Network. Pokeballs by Crayle is your one-stop shop for handmade magical creations that celebrate all the Pokemon universe has to offer. Available on CrayleVanest.com, that's CrayleVanest.com, and possibly coming to a con near you.
One nightmare destroyed Aidan O'Donnell. Aidan Gray, aka Scorcher, was born out of those ashes. The Forces of Nature trilogy is about the destructive powers of having superpowers that you don't understand and can't control. It's about redemption, about finding love and finding yourself. You can find the first two books, Scorcher and Thin Ice, online wherever books are sold. You can also pre-order the upcoming audiobook for Scorcher at www.kellyguentner.com. That's www.KELLYGUENTNER.
Crayle, where the hell have you been, Loca?
I've been in Wisconsin visiting my Kelly. I don't have the strength to stay away from you anymore.
Yes. Yes. And we have missed you, listeners. We just have had so much going on. If you follow our page, you've seen lots of cosplay pictures, but also we've had weddings, we've had cons, we've had so much going on that it has just been crazy. So we're back. We're going to talk about a hot button topic. So let's take it away.
Yeah. So, I mean, the where have you been, Loca thing is partially because we think Jess suddenly having the crazy inflection on why did you drop out of Yale has major Bella, where the hell have you been, Loca energy from the Twilight Saga.
If you know, you know. And if you don't, you just...
You have to watch Twilight Moo. Anyway.
Yeah, this week Crayle is making me watch the Twilight movies for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say making, it was my idea. And we are posting about it on our Blue Sky account. So if you want humorous posts, look up Phoenix Sisters on Blue Sky. Little plug there. But now back to Gilmore Girls.
Back to Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls and Twilight do have some similar energy. There's this whole fall aesthetic.
Yes.
For a lot of people, it's Gilmore Girls season in the fall, but also the Twilight fandom calls it ha 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 season from the Eyes on Fire excerpts in the Twilight movie. So, it's a thing. But yeah, to keep us on track, I'm just going to jump right into point number 1, which is Rory showed so many signs of burnout before she dropped out of Yale. And we're going to try to not talk too much about her, dating Logan and stealing a yacht and stuff, because that's kind of a separate thing.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff, there's a lot of argument one way or the other. If you think she really got pushed that far, if that seemed totally out of character, and we've talked about it a little bit, and we're going to talk about it some more. But right now, we're mostly just talking about her taking a break from school.
Yes.
So the episode it happens in Rory's freshman year, the incredible sinking Lorelais, where Rory ends up crying on Dean's shoulder and Lorelai cries on Luke's shoulder, and they are so busy that they can't even talk to each other on the phone. And
that's not healthy. Okay.
that's not healthy. And it's one thing for Lorelai, an adult woman and mother who's trying to open a brand new business after her previous place of work, like, literally burned down and stuff, to get to that point. But Rory being 18 and shouldering multiple generations of expectations, comparing herself, well, my grandfather took 5 classes, and
Yeah.
expecting yourself to be perfect, like, being like, oh my gosh, I was asked to drop a class and that affects the way I view my self-worth. Like, I've been that person. Like, the first time I had to drop a course in college, I was like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Like, and thankfully I didn't have to take any time off school or drop out for a while or anything, but I did have to adjust my expectations and be like, look, what is the consequence of, not taking French and German at the same time? Okay, like,
Yeah, admitting your limitations is perfectly okay, people. And if you're a college student, there's a lot of pressure to get things done in a certain amount of time, like to graduate in 4 years. But that is not really the norm for most people, especially because most people are working. Rory, granted, was not, but we see Rory study. So Rory is smart, but she has to study a lot harder than some of her peers, partially because we think she has ADHD. Um, that's a whole other episode. But but we see Rory has to spend hours and hours and hours studying. That leads to burnout, especially if you're carrying a heavy course load and you are pushing yourself. Like, she does not accept anything less than an A from herself. She really doesn't. She will fall apart if she gets a B. That's unhealthy. That's her feeling like she has to be, like, she defines herself as the straight A student, and she defines herself as basically she has to achieve everything that her mom couldn't achieve when she got pregnant as a teenager. And that's a lot. Like Crayle was saying, that's the weight of expectations of generations.
right, because and already for years she's been burning herself out on a personal level, pulling herself in multiple directions because she's trying to live up to her grandparents and her mother's expectations, even when those two things are sometimes diametrically opposed. So she's constantly emotionally and mentally trying to play peacekeeper, trying to, like, fit herself into one world or another at a time. I mean, her mom freaked out for an entire episode because she enjoyed playing golf with her grandfather one time. And
So
she's like, that's the world I left. And the one area where it seems like the Gilmores, like, the grandparents generation and her mom line up is they're proud of her in school. So that is the one thing that is supposed to have been her, like, safe, like, she enjoys it, the expectations are the same. But instead of that being a comfort, it ends up, because of her perfectionist tendencies, possible complications from ADHD, making her have to spend more time to get the same results compared to some of her peers. And also just, I mean, her not having any personal boundaries in any part of her life. Instead of the school being a comfort and a place where she could relax, she hyper focused on it so badly that, yeah, she ended up hinging her entire self-worth on it.
yep, she just, yeah, you said that perfectly. And you have on here the notes that you can't, if you have that mindset and you're actively going to school, there's no middle ground, because school has the GPA system, so they literally have that numerical value for success. And if you've tied your self-worth to that, you just basically unlearning that is a really hard process while going to school and still trying to succeed. So her taking time off, I think, was really healthy in that way, because for the first time in forever, she was releasing herself from those expectations. And maybe, and she was making what was a poor decision in her mom's mind. And yeah, that hurt, but she was rebelling for the first time, really.
Yeah, and she needed to do that at some point also. And what what else is college for? It's so funny how, okay, I love Lorelai. I think as a fictional character who went through the stuff she did, Lorelai is a really cool mom character, but she is not perfect. And one of the worst things that I think she did as a mom was she parentified Rory, which is a whole, we're going to do like an entire episode on that. But even on top of expecting Rory to always be like, you're the sensible one in the house, which is an actual Lorelai quote, um, she still also has these very, very specific expectations for Rory where she's like, but you're not rebelling right. You're not rebelling at the right time. You're going to spend like your time while your mommy is away for the weekend doing your laundry and homework. I'm judging you for that constantly. I'm going to call you and make fun of you for it. And yeah, it was a playful interaction in the episode I'm talking about, but constantly trying to balance those things where your mom expects you to be the perfect, like, nerdy girl you are, but also is constantly making fun of you for the way that you achieve an actual expectation of you. That, again, that's just the weight of
That's
those
exhausting.
expectations. And so now she actually does rebel, which is a thing her mother has been telling her she doesn't do right her whole teenage years. And now her mom is like, oh, you need to fix it. You broke it. You broke your whole life because you took a semester off of school.
And no, she did not. Taking a semester off is not breaking your whole life. And yeah, at the time when Rory took the time off, it seemed like the world was ending. She wasn't sure if she was going to go back, but that's normal. She also wasn't saying no to going back. She was saying, I need to take time to figure my stuff out. That is normal. That's healthy. And Lorelai was also upset with Richard and Emily because she felt like they were in her corner and then they went behind her back and stabbed her in the back, which is very childish, but that's Lorelai responding to her childhood trauma of feeling like her parents were never in her corner. But Richard and Emily did exactly what not Lorelai, they did exactly what Rory needed.
That's what Richard said. He said she came to us and told us what she wanted in her own words. And honestly, the trajectory of at first being like a young adult living with any sort of parental figure, where at first you're really enjoying getting the time together and stuff like that, and then eventually you start to majorly clash and butt heads over where the boundaries are and when you do and don't get treated like an adult while living with someone else in their house under their rules. Despite all the weird Gilmore richness stuff going on, even for that environment, it actually felt very realistic to me.
Yes.
Sometimes as a young adult, if you need to go rely on a parental figure again, the thing that finally gives you a push to get back out there is the fact that you just start chafing at not being treated like an adult anymore after you've had that taste of it. So you go home or to a home-like place, you feel safe for a while, you recharge, and then you have to rebel all over again to get back out, okay? Like, I didn't like a lot of things about season 6. I do feel like a lot of things about Rory felt off, and we can talk about those later, but she could not have reaffirmed to herself what she did or didn't want to do and figure it out while she was at school, because again, you have that GPA. That's a numerical for a lot of students. That feels like a numerical evaluation of your entire self-worth. And I think if she had stayed in school the straight for a year, she might never have untangled that.
Yeah, agreed.
So
I think her taking the time off was good. It was healthy and it was what she needed. So, yeah. Do you, gentle listeners, do you all agree? Do you disagree? Come at us, bro.
Come at us. If you're like, no, it was stupid, she never would have done that, and also she could have found a healthy way to untangle this while in school, please tell us. We are super interested to hear an argument for that, because we cannot think of one. Just
yes,
not at all. And to be fair, some of that is personal bias. We've both been people who tied our self-worth to some external, like, numerical productivity judgment, whether it's like job assessments or whatever. And Rory was coming right off of that terrible job assessment that she got from Mr. Huntsberger, from Mitchum, right? Which, by the way, we have some like often on minor defenses of Mitchum Huntsberger in a previous episode about
Yes.
how not to Rory advice for young professionals. So if you want to fight with us on 2 things this week, go back and re-listen to that one as well, for sure.
Absolutely.
But
And yeah, but other than that, if you want to support our podcast, feel free to go to buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod and just put in the notes that you're here for Gilmore Sisters. Or if you think we suck, support us extra hard so we can get better. Just put some constructive criticism in the notes. Otherwise, we hope you all have a magical Stars Hollow week. Crayle, do you have any other thoughts?
I mean, I have millions of other thoughts, but not on this particular topic at the moment.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll think of them in the middle of the night.
I'll be like, dang it, I should have put that in the episode. Or the next time I take a shower.
Yep. Shower thoughts. #shower thoughts.
But yeah, also if you hate Twilight and think I'm super mean for quote unquote making Kelly watch them, tell us that too. That's fine. That your hate sustains.
Yes.
So yeah, that has been Rory. Where the hell have you been, Loca? On Gilmore Sisters, a Rant Podcast.